Holy, holy, holy. The whole earth is full of God's glory. Welcome to Heart of Truth Ministries. Love proves that God is real. I had a vision of me kissing my loved one. I'm a loser. I'm going to tell you straight. I'm a weakling. I'm last. I fail at a lot of things. I failed college. I flunked the third grade. I'm a loser. But I am boasting in my weakness. So strength is made in God. A lot of people desire to have a loved one, and some people think that there's no you won't have a mate in heaven, but that's false. I saw my spirit body kissing my Eve in heaven. There's a reason why the Lord is inviting everyone to the marriage. The Lord is going to marry his bride. I believe everyone that will be raptured will have a partner. There's a reason why Jesus have mansions ready for his servants when they will arrive in heaven. I've had visions of my Eve, my woman, and to me that's the best gift that God could ever give me. There is no marriage in heaven, but we will be like the angels of God. Matthew chapter 22 verse 23. The same day came to him the Sadducees, which say that there is no resurrection, and asked him, saying, Master, Moses said that if a man die having no children, his brother shall marry his wife and raise up seed unto his brother. Now there were with us 7 brethren, and the first, when he had married a wife, deceased, and having no issue, left his wife unto the brother. Likewise the second also, and the third unto the 7th, and last of all the woman died also. Therefore in the resurrection, whose wife shall she be of the 7? For they all had her. This woman had a whole bunch of husbands, and now they're asking Jesus, when she gets her spiritual body, her glorified body, her heavenly body, whose wife will she be? Because she had more than one husband. Jesus answered and said unto them, Ye do err, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of God. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. But as the touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. And when the multitude heard this, they were astonished at his doctrine. Let me break this down real quick. God is the God of the living. When Adam and Eve was created, there was no marriage ceremony. They both of them had eternal life. That's why Jesus said that in the resurrection we shall be as the angels of God in heaven. There's no death. This woman had more than one husband. And let's just say you have 2 people that are married on this earth. One is 25, one is 30. Let's just say that the man dies of a heart attack, and so this woman is free to marry someone else now. And uh, let's just say she marries someone else. So the Lord is saying that this, I am a God of the living. There will be no death in heaven. We we will we will be like the angels of God, having a heavenly body. I have my heavenly or spiritual body. It is ready for the wedding of Jesus Christ. I know who my partner is in heaven. Everyone has a choice to come to the wedding of Jesus Christ. When you show up to a wedding, you naturally bring your partner, your loved one with you. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies, the bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. You hear that? The angels have celestial bodies. Us humans have terrestrial bodies because we're on the earth. I'm going to skip down to verse 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power. It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. I'm going to pause right there. I made a video. I said before I saw my spiritual body shoot a Hadouken. Everyone has a spirit. Your body, your flesh, that has your organs and blood, but you also have a spirit. Skip verse 46. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. So we'll be able to reproduce in heaven. We'll be able to have children. We'll be able to be who we are, those who get resurrected or raptured, because we have the image of the earthly, our flesh, and we will also have the image of the heavenly. I've heard a couple testimonies where they saw their spirit bodies having wings. Okay, that's the image of the heavenly. The angels are heavenly celestial bodies. Love proves that God is real, because even in the days of Adam, God said it's not good for man to be alone. Adam and Eve, they had eternal life already until Satan came and deceived them. The wisest thing that anyone can do in this life is store up your treasures in heaven. Like I said, for me, love is the best gift that God can give me. The wisest The wisest person on this earth doesn't focus on the affairs of this life and the focus on establishing his life in this world. Focus on establishing your life in heaven so you can get positions in heaven, so you can have mansions in heaven, because that is eternal. That's the wisest thing anyone can do. There's a reason why Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and if it were so, I would prepare one for you. You are allowed to have a loved one, but your Eve will have to be from God, because God knows everyone's hearts. People now don't. I made that mistake too of not getting God's okay to be with someone, because people always fall in love with the wrong person, because this person wasn't meant to be your Eve. This person wasn't meant to be your Adam. The wisest thing anyone can do is store up treasures in heaven. And there's a reason why God has created many mansions in heaven. It's for you and your loved one. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and do them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand, like a giant sand castle. These are people that are not storing their treasures in heaven, because this life is not eternal. Verse 27. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And it came to pass, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine. We have to do what the Lord instruct us to do. We have to live this word. If you store up your treasures in heaven by working for the Lord, by being a servant of the Lord, you are likened unto a wise man that built his house upon rock. But if you don't do anything for the Lord, if you don't even believe in God, you represent this person who built his home out of sand. Oh, Jesus. I've seen my mansion in heaven plenty of times. I've seen my Eve plenty of times. The Lord has honored my heart. Matthew chapter 7, verse 4. Delight thyself in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Love proves that God is real.